It's the fourth leading risk factor for mortality, responsible for over 3 million deaths a year. And this disease is thought to affect over 80% of the population of America, but only a handful of those people know about it. The good news is, there's now a cure. Hi there, and welcome to another video from PowerPlantBody.com, where we teach you everything that you need to know to start living a healthy, energized, plant-based life. My name is Taylor, and on this channel, we make videos that cover plant-based nutrition, exercise tutorials, and we give you tips for improving your lifestyle, just like in this one. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. For a more personalized approach with your health and fitness goals, come train with me and get a custom vegan meal plan and fitness routine by going to PowerPlantBody.com. You'll also find a ton of free resources for achieving your goals, no matter if you're just beginning or looking to take your fitness to the next level, and everything in between. I'll leave some of those helpful links in the description for this video, but let's get on to today's topic. We live in convenient times, and many of life's small inconveniences have been outsourced with the advances in technology. We no longer have to make our food because it's almost as economical to buy it pre-made, saving us time. And we can choose to live in more affordable houses and apartments that are further from work as commuting becomes faster and less expensive. Our modern life is more convenient than ever. However, with that convenience, we have all started sitting a lot more. We sit when we eat breakfast, on our commute to work, at the office when we get to work, and then on the couch in front of the television when we get home. On average, a person spends 12 hours a day sitting. If you factor in the 8 hours a person sleeps, the average person is sedentary for 20 hours in a 24-hour period. Furthermore, only 20% of Americans get the recommended amount of daily exercise, meaning those who are sedentary are likely not doing much to counteract their sedentary lifestyle with regular exercise. This is creating a big problem in the way of increased medical costs and risk factors for conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. In fact, physical inactivity is the fourth leading risk factor for global mortality and can be linked to over 3 million deaths per year, which is why many researchers are now using the term sitting disease. When you sit for long periods of time, the normal metabolic processes of your body responsible for regulating blood lipid levels and insulin can be thrown out of whack. And over time, this can lead to chronic high cholesterol, putting you at risk for developing heart disease, as well as lowered insulin sensitivity, a known risk factor for developing type 2 diabetes. The negative effects can be seen within only 10 minutes of prolonged sitting, initially starting with a reduction of normal circulation. For every hour that you continue to sit without movement, your circulation continues to suffer, putting you at higher risk for forming varicose veins and blood clots. In fact, sitting for between 2.5 and 5 hours a day increases your risk for forming blood clots by 70%. Because of the decrease in circulation, a person who sits for extended periods of time is liable to experience brain fog and a feeling of overall tiredness throughout the day. Inactivity of the body has been linked to inactivity of the brain. Conversely, an active body has been shown to increase activity in the brain. With only 10 minutes of moderate movement, like walking, you can begin enhancing your mental focus. Furthermore, an almost 50% increase in productivity was shown in one study when employees used standing desks. Finally, chronic inactivity through sitting can also destroy your posture and potentially cause arthritis over time. When you sit for long periods at your desk, the normally active postural muscles responsible for erecting and aligning your spine are shut off. Instead of supporting itself with postural muscles, the body slumps forward to support itself by way of the forearms on the desk. When you sit this way for extended periods of time, the shoulders round in and your head juts forward, placing a tremendous amount of pressure on the discs of your neck. The cervical vertebrae of your neck are designed to support the weight of your head with a natural lordotic curve. But for every inch your head moves forward, the pressure on the spine is increased by 10 pounds. The pressure of that extra weight is then unevenly distributed onto the discs as they're compressed between the vertebrae. With only 20 minutes of holding a poor static posture, the ligaments and tendons can begin to deform, solidifying the new posture once the person stands up from the desk. It's pretty apparent that sitting for extended periods of time can cause seriously harmful effects to the body. Nevertheless, an average person in America is sitting for more than 12 hours a day. Many of us work in offices that require us to sit at desks. Commuting to work might mean sitting for an hour or two in a car or on a bus or a train. If this is similar to your own experience, how can you start reducing the risk of sitting in your own life? Well, the good news is it doesn't take that much to reduce and reverse the negative effects of chronic sitting. As mentioned, going to the gym and exercising for the recommended 3 hours a week, well, it's not really going to do much. Instead, regular low-level activities like walking and standing are much more effective at reducing the risk of sitting. Regularly walking and standing throughout the day plays a key role in improving our metabolic health and keeping us healthy. A good target to shoot for is getting up from your desk every hour to perform 5 to 10 minutes of activity. Eventually, getting up from your desk every 30 minutes would be ideal. If you find yourself in an office setting where sitting at a desk throughout the day is normal, you can start finding ways of being more active by including the following. Use the stairs rather than the elevator, and if there are restrooms on every floor of your building, start using the restrooms on the floor above you so that you must take the stairs whenever the occasion comes up. When you have to take a phone call, get up from your desk and either stand or, if possible, walk around the office. Go for a 10-minute walk before and after your lunch break. Now this has a twofold effect, as not only will walking help reduce the symptoms of sitting, but you also improve your body's insulin response when you eat lunch. In one small study, participants who walked directly after lunch and dinner lost twice as much weight as those who did not. Whenever you need to talk to a colleague at work, get up from your desk and walk over rather than emailing them or using a messaging tool like Slack. Set a timer on your phone for every 30 minutes to stand up and possibly walk around. Maybe go get a glass of water. Try a standing desk. If you're not sure you're ready to make the investment in a standing desk, because they can be pretty expensive, I suggest spending $20 on a cardboard standing desk converter from Oristand. These set up in literally seconds and can be stored beside your desk when you're ready to go back to sitting. Many of us will experience a post-lunch slump in energy about an hour after eating. Often this leads to coffee number 2, or 3, or 4. But rather than going for another coffee, try doing a minute of air squats or jumping jacks. Elevating your heart rate and increasing your breathing will kickstart your circulation to the brain, getting you back into the mental zone. Now you may be thinking, but Taylor, what will my coworkers think when I start doing jumping jacks in the middle of the office? Well, this is your chance to be the office hero, because I'm willing to bet that if you explain why you're doing it, and if you invited your coworkers to join in, many of them would be more than happy to do so. You can also bring it up with your boss by mentioning the whole increased movement correlates to an increased productivity of 50% thing. If your work has you sitting many hours of the day, I'd love to hear if you tried, or if you're going to try, any of these tips for bringing movement back into your life. If you did, which ones work best for you? Did you notice an increase in energy and mental focus? Are you going to try out one of those cardboard standing desk converters? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. If you got something from this video, I'd be grateful for a like. If you know someone who would also benefit from this video, please feel free to share. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave me a message in the comments or reach out to me on social media. And remember that with everything in life, the secret to getting ahead is just getting started. So go out there and get started.